Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. What's up, guys? I know it's been a minute since you've seen me. However, I'm here. I'm still here. You know, I have to kind of juggle things, and sometimes it's really harder than some to record. So, like the caption stated, oh no, hi my new subbies. What's poppin'? If you are just joining me, my name is SHARZ. You know, as my name states, Makeup by SHARZ, and I am here to tell you about the 6 month, or give you my 6 month update for my pumpkin. But like the caption states, I'm also going to be cleaning my brushes. So them dirty. Yeah, these are not mine actually. These are the client brushes. Some of them. But yeah. Anyway, so I'm going to be juggling, as you already should know. Well, for some of the new persons, this is what I use to clean. This is not the usual size that I buy. However, when they had a sale and I don't remember what I was doing, and I ended up selecting this size as opposed, this is the 16 ounce. Yeah, I normally buy the 32, which I already have a 32 ounce, but I usually like to, you know, keep re-upping so I don't have to worry about, you know, not having it, because sometimes persons here in Jamaica, like some of the stores, they don't have this size and they don't have the other size, and they only have the smaller one, and quite frankly that don't make no sense to me. That's supposed to only maybe can clean one brush. Nah, now when you have like a whole bridal party and you have to use all the brushes, nobody got time for that. But that's not why you're here, right? Yeah, so let's get into it. Anyway, so my pumpkin is now 6 months, and for the past 3 months, because you know I gave you all the 3 month update before, it was absolutely awesome. It has been an awesome, absolutely awesome ride. I love that little girl. I don't know if I said it before, but I didn't know I could love a human being so much. Like, I love my mom, I love my brother, I love my dad, but she has taken up a part of my heart that, why? Anybody who doesn't have kids, or you're saying you don't want to have kids but you prefer to take care of other people's kids, that's still love. And I'm sure you feel it deep down, even if you don't want to have them for yourself. Deep down you feel that kind of, you just feel warm inside, like if they're not around, or if, you know, you think about them and your heart just melts, or, you know what I mean, you have butterflies. Not boyfriend girlfriend butterflies, different kind of butterflies. It's just absolutely amazing. I love her gone to bed. Well, yeah, it's been pretty awesome for the past 3 months. I mean, the improvements that she has made, she's now rolling, she's sitting up. On the 6 month day, I think that was on Monday, yeah, she sat up on her own. I didn't actually see it. One of my friends saw it, and she told me, well, I went into the room and I saw her sitting up, but I asked my friend if it is that she was one who helped her up, and she said no, she got up on her own. Yeah, she did that on her 6 month. Yeah, so it was kind of cool. But she's been going good. All right, firstly, let's get into the part of the breastfeeding. Now, I remember telling you guys that I had tried to produce more. It did work. The things that I told you about, which are the tea and the tablets, they did work. The tablets were for 10 days, I think. I don't quite remember if I told you the amount of tablets that come in there. It's only for 10 days, so it's 2 tablets each day. So it worked. I'm not gonna say I'm able to fill the freezer or fill a fridge, but it worked. It was about maybe 2 ounces that I was able to get. I didn't pump, actually. I just allowed her to, whenever it is that I produced milk or whatever it is, when the time came, I actually just gave it to her as opposed to pumping. Sometimes it can be a little bit disheartening to not see a full bottle, like, you know how some women say, oh look, I have a full bottle. Yeah, it can really rock your nerves. As a first time mom, it did rock mine, that's the honest truth, initially. But then after a while, I kind of got used to the fact that if that's not me, that's not me. I'm not going to fight it. But for others, I will honestly tell you, just do you. Do what makes you happy. No, don't let anybody else's experience steal your joy. It really doesn't make any sense. And again, remember, they always say it, and it's the truth. Kids do know when you are in a mood. They do know when you are down. Don't let anyone else's experience mess with your experience just because. So yeah, it's been good. It's been really, really fun. That's the breastfeeding. In terms of food, she still gets the formula, even though, like I said, I'm still doing the same thing that I did before, which is to supplement formula and breast. She now gets cereal. One of the reasons why she actually got into the cereal, Makio, I mean, she's at 6 months now, so I would have gotten into giving her new foods. But another one of the reasons is because she got constipated. It wasn't hard for her to poop, or it's not a case that she couldn't poop, but it's just that the poop came and it was really, really hard, like rock hard. And you could hear her struggling to get out the hard poop. So I had spoken to her doctor, and she told me about the Nestum with the prune in it. Person suggested prune juice. Well, this was after, because the first person I reached out to was the doctor, because I do have her number, and I asked her what she suggested, and she told me the prune juice, the Nestum with the prune in it. And I was talking to a couple of my other friends, and they told me about prune juice and more water and stuff like that. Yes, things like that do happen if it is that they don't drink a lot of water. She drinks water. She has been drinking water. Like I told you, I started her on water when she was 3 months. So I did that. I got the Nestum with the prune, and it worked. It really did help a lot. Funny enough, when she was doing it, the doctor told me that whenever she does poop, you will see pieces of prune in there. So I said, how are you going to see pieces of prune if it is that the cereal doesn't have like bits and pieces of prune in it? But she said, yeah, it's weird, but that is what will happen. So I did see it, and her poop softened up, and you didn't hear her straining anymore or whatever it is. So it was kind of cool. So she is all good now. Yes, and she's getting more water. So I include more water for the day, because before I used to give it to her like in the morning and in the evening, but because of our climate, well, it got cooler, but it got hot again. So I started to give her the water little before each feeding, which helped a lot. I think, well, for me, I think it helped a lot. And yeah, that's what kind of freed up the bowels. What else is there? She got her shots, and it was, trust me, I don't think I'll ever get used to. I don't think any parent has ever gotten used to seeing their child getting these injections on a daily, or each time whenever they do have to get the injections. They'll never get used to. Because when she got that shot, man, when the doctor put in the needle, this time I actually watched, because usually I don't, I look away. But when I watched this time, and she's like, she's like, and she went pink. She went from 0 to 1,000 real quick. It broke my little heart. I know she has to get the injections, but bruh, it's so hard. But yeah, she powered through it, because she didn't cry for long anyway. She did have a fever though in the morning after. I actually woke up and felt her. Like, usually I'd check to see if she's okay during the night. Maybe that's why I'm not sleeping properly now. And when I checked where she was, I didn't even touch her yet. I could just put my hand over, and it was warm. It was very warm air coming up. Jumped up, and I gave her the Panadol. She had gotten the Panadol before she got the injection. I was told that when she went to get the first shots, the 6 weeks one, when she had gotten it at that time, they had told us that we should give them the Panadol before. So I have continued doing that, and she did get it before this time. However, this is the second time she's actually getting a fever, which she was fine, because when she woke up in the 1 o'clock, because I woke her up to give her the Panadol, she was playing. I was like, listen, I'm not here to stay up with you the whole night, or the whole morning. I have work. And she was fine. She got up, she got into it, and she was okay. So I didn't There wasn't any great worry where that part was concerned. Thank you, Jesus. Thank God. And that is what you actually learn too as a first time mom. You're gonna worry. Like every single thing is gonna worry you. No matter what, no matter how simple it is, you're gonna worry. And I'm a worrier. I'm a natural worrier. I worry about stuff, even if, well, not worry to the point of driving anyone crazy, but driving myself crazy. Yeah, I'll think about it. I'll think about ways. I'll think about it before it even happens. Yeah, but I don't stress people with it. But that's another video as well. I'll tell you about Shari. But yeah, she is doing absolutely fabulous. She's talking a lot. A lot. And she wants everyone to hear her. Even when she had to wake up the 1 o'clock in the morning when she got the Panadol, she was loud. So yeah, it's been an absolute joy. All right, I had to take the headband off. It was beginning to annoy me. I should have done that in the beginning, but it's okay. You guys don't mind. Anyway, I didn't want this video to get too long. However, there are some things I wanted to address before, closing this out. Maki said it's 6 months. She has made some improvements. I will try to see if I can put a little snippet of her talking, as well as a picture of her. However, I wanted to address some things before I do close. Now, you think that initially when I told you guys about persons who sit and say, oh, you don't breastfeed, and they basically shame you. They make you feel like, you are the worst mother, you are the worst female because you can't do these things. Oh no, it's not in the beginning that it affects you. It affects you clearly. It's gonna affect you up till the child is 1 year old, I realize, because they still say it now to me. The things that they say, I have to talk about those things. Shari, you fatty? Nah man, baby fit ya. You forgot again. Nothing wrong with that. Because some of my friends say it and they say it in jest. But it's the persons who don't know me and they maybe see me. They're the ones who've come and said, Lord, you're fatty. No, son. Or you're going to lose that baby weight there. And you still breastfeeding? Really? No, son. Me have to stop my daughter when she was 3 months because I can't bother them. I should stop my breast them. Or no, you should continue breastfeed till the baby is 1 because they have to get all the nutrients and it's like they what you're getting from them is like, really, why would you do these things? Why are you not doing it? And them vibes there. People, if some of y'all like types like those are actually watching, stop it. Even if it's a friend, a family member, stop. It's not nice. And I said it in my last video, I am not the one, though I have taken it upon myself to make sure that I protect my sanity in light of what is happening now, the pandemic and stuff, and not being able to share. Oh, that's a rag, guys. I don't use tissue or hand towels, so when I dip it in it, I use a rag. It makes more sense for me and I can wash it afterwards. In light of what is happening, you're not able to leave the house, you're not able to go out with your child to meet family members, to meet friends, people who you care about and you want her to be familiar with. You're not able to. It can be it can be a little bit much on your mental health. On top of dealing with that, you have to deal with persons who are what I just described. It's horrible, guys. It's horrible. Leave people, and if you're not coming with anything constructive, if you're not coming with something to help, something that will help, just shut up. Especially if you are one of those persons, you're not a mom, and you're really and truly coming with things that are not constructive, because you do have non-moms who maybe, because like for me, before I had Emma, long before, my friends can tell you, I used to ask them questions. I used to trouble them because I am that kind of jovial person. But I'd ask them questions like, so how, so does it hurt? Or, you know what I mean? You come with things, or and I like to read too. So some of the things that they would say or whatever it is, I'd go ahead and read it up to see what it is. Listen, I've been reading up from before I even thought of, a baby. Maki, I didn't plan Emma, but, she came. But you're not coming with anything constructive. You're just coming with a vibe that make it feel like, let me enjoy my life. You look, say you have been if tired, that kind of vibe. Keep your ass to yourself. I'm not even trying to insult anyone, but keep your ass to yourself. Leave the people them. Leave the people them alone. They're not all as strong as I am. Some people genuinely go home and cry. Cause you don't need to be. We don't need that kind of negativity in our space. Just stop. As I said, you have comments like those. You have a lot of comments or persons coming in and trying to help. I will speak to the ones who help. Like Shari, suggested, because one of my friends suggested that you get blankets, because after a while the receivers, they do help. She said what she suggested to me is, she prefers using receivers to dry her daughter because the towels sometimes they come with fuzz, which is true, and some of them are really coarse. I appreciated the suggestion. This receiver does come in handy when you're leaving the hospital. That is what they actually use to dry the babies. When I had my baby at the University Hospital of the West Indies, UE. So they taught you at that point how I don't know how the other hospitals do it. I was told that Andrews does it. Let me make sure I put it out there so nobody will trace me. Yeah, they taught you how to bathe the baby before you leave, and it was a receiver that they had used to dry the baby. However, I appreciate the receiver, which is true. I like that idea. I also prefer using a towel. Yes, some towels are fuzzy and some are really coarse, but I prefer those softer feel towels. I don't even know how to explain. You have some of them that have this silky vibe to it. In my opinion, that doesn't dry the baby at all. I had about 2 of them and I had to put them aside because I don't like the fact that it felt too silky. I don't like that. I prefer a towel feel. I've always grown with towels, and towels is what I will use. I love it. Again, it has to be soft. So that was a really, really cool and constructive. And she's a mom too. She's a first time mom. Her daughter, I think, is 2 years old now. 2, yes. So I can understand where she's coming from, and I appreciated that. Constructive criticisms like those. I have friends who I can turn to and say, hey, so how you handle so and so, when they reach a certain stage. But I try not to get too far ahead of myself, because doing that can cause you, especially persons like me, well, I know how to manage it, or persons who worry a lot and think about things ahead of time before it even happens, or I think, oh my god, I'm going to try to prevent it. There's some things in life you really can't prevent. You really can't. So if it's going to happen, it's going to happen. But there are instances where you're going to end up worrying and say, oh my god, Jesus Christ, what's going to happen? You have to really you have to try to protect yourself from certain things, and that is what I've been doing. I had to get to that stage. It's been 6 months. I'm not a pro, none of those things, but yeah, I had to. Before I do end the vlog though, I'm gonna tell you some of the stuff that I do like so far, that since I've been Emma's mom. So nicey. Anyway, so I love Huggies. I started out with Pampers. That's the newborn ones. Started out with those. Really, I loved the newborn Pampers. Pampers as in the brand Pampers. Especially because of the shape. I know Huggies has it, but it was Pampers that my mom sent me. So that's what I used, and I loved it. However, when it got to the first stage, the second stage, the third stage, she wears stage 3 now, I prefer Huggies. Huggies are so they look, I don't wear them, but they look comfortable. Very comfortable, and they're soft. I love them, and they hold a lot. Especially at night when she pees a lot. Trust, yeah man, it will heap. And I can appreciate that a whole heap. So I really do love them. What else is it? I still use A&D ointment. I still really dislike Desitin. I think Desitin is a little bit much. A friend of mine suggested that I use it. A father suggested that I use it at nights, because especially when they pee a lot, you get more protection with the Desitin at that time. When I remember, I use it. Yes, I use it. But apart from that, I'm not a big fan of Desitin. Her hair, what I use in her hair now, I use coconut. I have an organic coconut oil. I'll take a picture of it and maybe leave it right here. I use that to moisturize her hair, because her hair is really thick and it gets knotty, as in tangled, I should say. So it's a lot sometimes, and trust me, because of that, she hates when I comb her hair. So when I do use the coconut oil, it softens it a lot and it allows me to comb her hair through. You know, I have to go ahead and coax her to sit down and have me comb her hair. So what I do is put I'll leave a picture here as well. What I do sometimes, I don't have what I do sometimes is I use my phone and I put on Elmo's World. She actually enjoys that, as well as there's a song that she likes, which is Head, Shoulders, Knees and Toes. Put that on, she'll sit for that 2 minutes, and trust me, in that 2 minutes I have to get moving. I ain't got no time to waste, but she will sit through that. Excuse me. So yes, I use the coconut oil. I also started using shea butter, the curling butter, I think. I'll leave a picture here as well of what it looks like. I did some research and I was reading through. Some persons use that, they use the coconut oil. I use either one of them. I'd use the curling butter though, because the moisture stays in our hair longer with that, so I don't have to worry too much in terms of having to be going back to use more coconut oil. But it also has coconut oil in it, but I'll leave that information here. That's her hair. On her skin, I use baby oil. That's Johnson's baby oil, and I also use the shea butter lotion. Remember, it has coconut oil in it as well. It's it's the whole line that Shea Moisture has. Shea Moisture, they have the whole line or whatever it is. So I use the hair, I use the lotion, and I also use the wash. The wash, I'm not using it just yet, but there are 3 washes that I use. I use the Aveeno one, I use Cetaphil, and I'm using the Shea Moisture one now. So I alternate between those. Right now she's using the Aveeno one, which is pretty cool and it works and it's fine. That's what I use to wash her hair too. But the best one is really Cetaphil. I love Cetaphil. What else? That's about it, really. I've covered most of the stuff that really, lots of persons would ask. But if you have any other question, please feel free to ask me down below. I'm all ears. I'm willing to share, which is what I do sometimes, because I do have some of my friends who are first-time moms, clients who became friends, who are first-time moms, and they ask me questions. Because asking a versed mom whose child is about 5, she's like, oh, girl, I want to, you never know that. And I'm not going, no, this is my first one. But ask me any question you want, it's fine. If it has to do with makeup, it's fine. Not everybody has help, and trust me, I'm here to help. I don't know everything, but you can share what you know and I'll share what I know. Each one help one. One hand cannot clap. You see? There's no sound, there's no support. But yeah, that's where it's at now. Yeah, that's about it. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Thank you so much for sticking around. I appreciate that a whole lot, especially because I'm not able to record as often. But I appreciate you guys for being here. I appreciate it 110%, 150 million%. Love it. Thank you. For those who are new, if you don't know, you can actually follow me on my Instagram page, makeup_by SHARZ. If you haven't yet subscribed, please do so down below. I think the button is on this side. Also, select the notification bell. Whenever I do upload, you'll be able to see those uploads. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you all for subscribing. Thank you just for being here. And please do enjoy the rest of, or all the other videos, if you haven't seen them, I'll leave maybe 1 or 2 here, maybe the most recent one I'll leave here, so you can go ahead and check it out. And yeah, thank you guys. I'll see you on the next one.